Okay, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk a little bit more about iOS 26.4 and its final public release and how it's really been operating for a little longer now. So if you guys were on the RC and in the developer program, you can see we now have a little bit of an updated beta, or I should say a release number of 23E246 as opposed to 244. I talked about this in our earlier video. There is not a lot of new here that has changed from 244 to 246, but it's just something I wanted to let you guys know. Obviously, all of these releases are really important for security updates and making sure your phone is as good to go as possible. And you can see here, this was released obviously on the 24th, and I have had happy to say I've had no issues with this release. And I want to really touch on something a little different that I talk about but not touch on too much, but that is how watchOS 26.4 and iOS actually have been working together. Traditionally, there have been some lags in notifications, either coming to the watch before the phone or the phone before the watch, with significant delays, and it's very interesting. I'm happy to say, at least as far as with messages go, they have been right on, but I have oddly seen an issue, somewhat consistently, I should say, with the mail app. Sometimes my mail notifications will come in super delayed on the iPhone. On Apple Watch, it is coming in probably a good 5 seconds quicker, which is somewhat strange. No big deal there at all. Hopefully nothing's that time sensitive where you need to know about it right then. But I have seen where it has been delayed. I do want to let you guys know that. As far as performance goes, if you are a big numbers person and love Geekbench scores, as I've run these recently, you can see exactly where we're hovering, and it is pretty much on par with what we've seen from the last couple of betas, and this public release is pretty stable with 3782 as a single core score and a multi-core score of 9583. Now, one thing that has kind of been up and down but still overall improved is going to be RAM management. I always use Clash Royale as my example. So if we go in, let's go ahead and just go to the shop here, get some gold, run through some of this really quick. Let's go back out. Actually, let's go back to the top here, get this free snippet. What I've seen, now that we're out of the app, let's go ahead and jump around, go to stocks, go to a news article in here. When we're actually scrolling around, just looking for a while outside of any app that is very processor intensive, let's go ahead and let's go to the App Store, check out what apps there are, scroll around for a minute. Let's just look at the YouTube app. Let's go ahead and go into YouTube itself. And then if we actually go back now to Clash, you can see it held in memory much more impressively than it has in recent releases. So I'm happy to see that. If you are a heavy multitasker, this update seems like it should fix some of the issues we've seen throughout the betas and even prior iOS releases. So that's definitely good to see. As far as battery life too, battery life has been on point recently with these releases. I will say I still, out of habit, charge my phone pretty consistently, and you can see I use it consistently as well, but 6 hours and 10 hours of idle. You can see 9 hours and 4.5 hours of idle, almost 6 hours of on active time, and then 10.5 of idle. This has been really good and really consistent, so I'm happy to see that. And then let's talk about as far as when we can anticipate iOS 26.5 Beta 1 coming out, and we can see that as soon as this week. And I do think we will get a new beta here on the 30th. By the time this video goes live, it could just be a day away. If there are some extra bugs that need to be figured out, it could definitely get pushed until the 6th. However, this could be a fun update for us finally. We could see some smarter Siri integration and some new Gemini-powered Siri, at least on the back end, setting the groundwork for iOS 27 as well. There's rumors we will get some implications of this change in 26.5 since we did not get it in 26.4, but Apple can obviously postpone this as they've done in the past and actually just roll everything they have into iOS 27. And speaking of 27, we now know that the keynote for WWDC 26 will be held on June 8th, and that will be the first day we will receive Beta 1 of iOS 27, watchOS 27, and all of Apple's other software programs. So it should be pretty interesting. If you've been on the fence about if you should actually install this install this new public release, this seems stable, but do keep in mind if you are not on iOS 26 yet, you cannot downgrade. There just is not a way currently to do so, so be aware that if you choose to install this, you are stuck on iOS 26 and whatever features and flaws might come along with that. So aside from that, let me know in the comments below, how is iOS 26.4 treating you if you've updated? What device are you on? Are you experiencing any overheating issues, performance issues, or anything like that? One of the big changes here was the keyboard. We've talked to no extent on that already. It has been awesome. It is a huge difference from what it was prior, and definitely a step in the right direction. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.